Most people throw these coins away, but what if I told you that hidden in plain sight, these coins could be worth more than you'll ever imagine? If you have a 1983 D1 cent penny tucked away somewhere, you could be holding a coin that has collectors across the world on the edge of their seats. At first glance, it might seem like an ordinary penny, just 1 cent among millions produced in 1983. Yet the 1983 D penny holds a fascinating story, and for rare variations and errors, it can command big money at auctions, turning a simple coin into a life-changing treasure. We are buying these rare error coins at auction, and the thrill of discovering one in your pocket or in a jar of old change is unlike anything else in the world of collectibles. The 1983 penny was struck during a pivotal time in American coinage history. In fact, 1982 and 1983 are unique years for the Lincoln cent because the U.S. Mint transitioned from the traditional 95% copper composition to mostly zinc with only a thin copper plating. The 1983 D penny, minted in Denver, is a representation of that change. To collectors, it's more than just a penny. It's a snapshot of history, a tangible reminder of how coins evolved over time. And within these millions of pennies, some have minting errors that make them extraordinarily valuable. We are buying these rare error coins at auction, and each one can spark intense bidding wars, with collectors and investors willing to pay tens of thousands for the right find. What makes the 1983 D penny particularly exciting are its rare variations and errors, which can include double dies, off-center strikes, and repunched mint marks. These are not flaws. They're the very features that make the coin a collector's dream. Imagine walking into an auction and seeing a tiny 1983 D penny under a magnifying glass, the copper gleaming under bright lights, with a subtle anomaly that instantly signals rarity. The room grows tense as bidders size each other up, each hoping to win the coin that could transform a casual find into an incredible fortune. We are buying these rare error coins at auction, and the excitement and drama of each sale is part of what makes collecting so thrilling. The minting process in Denver in 1983 produced millions of pennies, but only a select few came out with anomalies that would be treasured decades later. A misaligned strike here, a double die there, or a faint but unmistakable repunch D mint mark, all tiny details that make the coin extraordinary. Collectors hunt for these variations tirelessly, attending auctions, checking coin shops, and even digging through their own collections. Each discovery is like striking gold, because the 1983 D penny with a rare error is not just a coin. It's a story, a treasure, and a coveted piece of numismatic history. At auction, the stakes are high. Bidders from around the country and even the world gather to try to claim these rare coins. The tension builds as paddles raise and fall, each bid higher than the last. Everyone knows the coin could be worth $50,000 or more if it has the right error. We are buying these rare error coins at auction, and the energy in the room reflects the intense desire to own something that is simultaneously beautiful, rare, and historically significant. Each auction is a reminder that even a single penny can carry extraordinary value when rarity and luck come together. But it's not just the monetary value that excites collectors. The 1983 D penny tells a story. It speaks of a year when the U.S. Mint adapted to economic pressures, a machinery that occasionally produced anomalies, and of the thrill of chance. The few pennies that emerged with errors became legendary in collector circles, each sale adding to the mystique and allure of this seemingly ordinary coin. We are buying these rare error coins at auction, and each transaction is a testament to the power of rarity and the excitement of discovery. For anyone holding a 1983 D penny, it's worth taking a closer look. Examine it under magnification. Look for unusual markings or off-center strikes. Check for double dies or repunched mint marks. That ordinary penny could be one of the rarest coins from that year, capable of commanding prices that most people would never expect. We are buying these rare error coins at auction, and stories of casual collectors suddenly finding themselves with a coin worth $50,000 to $60,000 or more are not uncommon. It's this potential this excitement, and this history that makes the 1983 D penny so captivating. Owning a 1983 D penny with an error is not just about value. It's about prestige, history, and the thrill of discovery. Every coin carries a story, a journey from the mint to someone's hand, and finally to an auction where collectors recognize its true worth. When that auctioneer's hammer falls, the coin transforms from an ordinary penny into a symbol of rarity, luck, and fortune. We are buying these rare error coins at auction, and every sale tells a story of anticipation, excitement, and life-changing opportunity. So the next time you come across a 1983 D penny, don't dismiss it as just another coin. Look closely, examine it carefully, and consider its potential. You might be holding a piece of history, a rare collector's item, or even a coin that could fetch $50,000 or more in the right auction setting. The 1983 D1 penny is not just copper. It's a treasure, a story, and a potential fortune waiting to be discovered. As we reach the end of our journey through the world of the 1983 D1 penny, it's hard not to marvel at how something so small, so ordinary at first glance, can hold such extraordinary value. To most people, it's just a penny, a coin that jingles in pockets or slips unnoticed into jars of loose change. But as we've discovered, some 1983 D pennies hide a secret: rare minting errors, tiny imperfections that transform a simple coin into a collector's dream and a potentially life-changing treasure. We are buying these rare error coins at auction, and when one appears, the bidding can become intense, with collectors and investors ready to pay tens of thousands of dollars to claim it. Imagine an auction hall filled with eager collectors, their eyes fixed on a tiny 1983 D penny under the glare of magnifying lights. The auctioneer calls for bids, and every paddle in the room goes up with excitement. One bid after another, the tension rising, until that small coin is suddenly the center of attention. What looked ordinary to most is revealed to be extraordinary: a double die, a repunched mint mark, or an offset or strike. And in that moment, the penny becomes more than metal. It becomes history, a story, and a treasure waiting to be won. We are buying these rare error coins at auction, and the energy, suspense, and drama are unlike anything else. If you had a 1984 1-cent penny in your hands right now, you could be holding a coin that collectors dream about, a coin that transforms ordinary copper into an extraordinary treasure. Most people think of pennies as trivial, a single cent hardly worth noticing. Yet some pennies hide incredible secrets. Secrets that make them the center of intense bidding wars at coin auctions all over the world. And the 1984 penny, while common in circulation, has rare variations and errors that can make it a collector's jackpot, with buyers willing to pay big money for a single coin. We are talking about auctions where the stakes are sky high, where enthusiasts and investors alike go head-to-head, knowing that owning the right penny can change everything. The 1984 penny carries the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a face that has appeared on the 1-cent coin since 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, Lincoln's profile is not just a symbol of American currency, but a representation of history and craftsmanship. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial stands tall, a symbol of a nation's respect for the great emancipator. But what makes certain 1984 pennies extraordinarily valuable are subtle anomalies in the minting process. Tiny errors that are invisible to the untrained eye, but when identified, can elevate a simple penny into a treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars at auction. We are buying these rare error coins at auction, and each sale tells a story of excitement, luck, and sometimes life-changing discovery. During the 1984 minting process, millions of pennies were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Among these millions, a few coins emerged with imperfections, known today as rare minting errors. These include double dies, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, and other subtle misalignments. While the vast majority of 1984 pennies is circulated normally, these error coins are highly sought after precisely because they are so rare. Collectors at auction are willing to pay big money for these coins, knowing that they are not just buying copper, They're buying history, rarity, and a one-of-a-kind collectible that could increase in value exponentially over time. The thrill of the auction room is unlike anything else. Imagine the room filled with collectors, their eyes fixed on a tiny penny under a magnifying glass, the tension growing as the auctioneer's hammer raises and falls. Each bid adds a surge of excitement, a reminder that in the world of rare coins, luck and knowledge intersect in the most thrilling ways. Someone in the room might hold a 1984 penny that appears ordinary to the untrained eye, but under scrutiny, it reveals itself to be a rare error, and suddenly, what was once common becomes invaluable. Every bid could push the final price into the tens of thousands, and the energy in the room reflects that intensity. We are buying these rare error coins at auction, and the stories of these sales are almost legendary in the collector community. Collectors who specialize in 1984 pennies know that identifying a valuable coin requires patience, skill, and sometimes a little luck. Each coin is carefully examined under magnification for flaws and anomalies, the slightest irregularity sparking curiosity and excitement. Some of the most coveted 1984 pennies have errors that appear only in one mint or in extremely limited quantities, making them practically priceless in the eyes of collectors. Auction houses frequently report dramatic sales of these coins, emphasizing how even a single penny can command $50,000 or more when the right error is present. We are not talking about ordinary change. We are talking about rare coins that transform a casual find into a historic, financial, and collectible treasure. Beyond the numbers, there is the story of the 1984 penny itself. Each coin represents a snapshot of America at that time, a year when pop culture, politics, and everyday life were changing, and when millions of coins were minted to keep commerce flowing. Among those millions, a select few took a unique path, bearing the marks of minting anomalies that today excite collectors worldwide. Imagine holding one of these coins in your hand, feeling its weight, and realizing that something so small can be so incredibly significant. We are buying these rare error coins at auction, and each acquisition represents not just a coin, but a piece of history, a treasure, and an investment that could redefine someone's life. The final reveal of a 1984 penny's value is always dramatic. Bidders watch with bated breath as the auctioneer calls for the next increment, each raise of the paddle sending waves of excitement through the room. When the hammer finally falls, the coin that once seemed ordinary has now been transformed into a symbol of rarity, luck, and fortune. For the lucky owner, the 1984 penny is no longer just a coin. It is a story, a collectible, and a treasure that connects past, present, and future. And in the world of rare coin collecting, that is priceless. So if you have a 1984 penny tucked away somewhere, take a closer look. Examine it carefully and consider having authenticated. You could be holding a piece of history, a collector's dream, or even a coin that could sell for $50,000 to $60,000 at auction. We are buying these rare error coins at auction, and each one carries the excitement, drama, and potential fortune that only the world of numismatics can provide. The 1984 1-cent penny is not just a coin. It is a tiny treasure that could change your life, a reminder that sometimes the most incredible fortunes are hidden in the smallest of places. As we reach the end of this incredible journey through the world of the 1984 1-cent penny, it's amazing to think that something so small, so seemingly ordinary, could hold such extraordinary value. To the average person, it's just another penny, something that jingles in your pocket or slips unnoticed into a jar of spare change. Yet, hidden within some of these coins are rare errors, tiny imperfections created during minting, that transform them from everyday currency into a treasure sought after by collectors worldwide. We are buying these rare error coins at auction, and every time one appears, the bidding can get fierce, with collectors willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars just to own this tiny piece of history. Picture it, an auction hall buzzing with anticipation, collectors leaning forward, eyes fixed on a magnified coin under bright lights. The auctioneer calls out the bids, each paddle raising the stakes, each increment sending a wave of excitement through the room. Everyone knows that the next bid could make a life-changing difference. One 1984 penny, ordinary to most, suddenly reveals itself as a rare error, maybe a double die, an offset or strike, or a repunched mint mark, and instantly becomes the center of attention. We are buying these rare error coins at auction, and it's this very drama that makes the world of coin collecting so thrilling. These coins are more than copper and zinc. They are history, rarity, and opportunity rolled into one. Each coin tells a story of chance, precision, and the unintentional beauty of minting errors. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that might be one of only a handful in existence, knowing that collectors around the world would do almost anything to acquire it. Auction houses report stories of incredible finds, of casual collectors stumbling upon a rare 1984 penny in an old jar of change, only to see it sell for $50,000 to $60,000 or more. And that is the magic of this tiny coin. It can turn ordinary moments into extraordinary fortune. If you have a 1988 1-cent penny in your hand, you might be holding one of the most incredible hidden treasures in the world of coin collecting. Imagine casually flipping through your loose change, thinking it's just another ordinary penny, and suddenly realizing that this tiny, unassuming coin could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. It almost sounds like a story from a movie, but in the world of rare coins, this is reality. Collectors and coin enthusiasts across the globe are constantly scanning piles of pennies at auctions, estate sales, and even in their own drawers, looking for that one miraculous 1988 penny that has a rare error. And when they find it, the bidding wars can get intense because we're talking about people willing to pay big money. We are buying these rare error coins at auction, sometimes reaching prices that most of us couldn't even imagine. The 1988 1-cent penny isn't just a coin. It's a piece of American history, minted during a time when the United States was experiencing profound changes in culture, economy, and politics. The penny that year was part of the iconic Lincoln cent series, a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors for decades. The obverse, or front side, features the ever-familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that has stood the test of time and become synonymous with the idea of American currency. But the magic of the 1988 penny, the version that drives collectors wild, lies in its errors and anomalies, tiny imperfections that make a coin not just money, but a story, a treasure, and a conversation piece all rolled into one. At auctions around the world, these coins draw attention like no other. When a rare 1988 penny with a notable minting error appears on the block, collectors and investors circle like hawks. They know that the imperfections, the doubling of letters, a misaligned strike, or an off-center die, are not mistakes to hide, but rather features that transform a simple penny into a gold mine. We see buyers paying big money for these coins, placing bids that can escalate into the tens of thousands. And it's not just about the money. It's about owning something unique, something that no one else has, a piece of history frozen in copper. Every auction is a reminder that in the world of coin collecting, rarity is king, and the 1988 1-cent penny reigns supreme when these rare errors show up. The minting process for pennies in 1988 was meticulous, but even the most precise machinery can produce unexpected outcomes. Philadelphia and Denver, the two main mints for this coin, were both operating at high capacity, producing millions of pennies every week. Among those millions, a few coins came out with errors that were never intended, such as double dies, repunched mint marks, or slight off-center strikes. These mistakes, tiny as they might seem, are what collectors hunt for tirelessly. Imagine walking into an auction hall, seeing a tiny 1988 penny under a bright glass case, and knowing that this tiny piece of copper is one of maybe a handful in the entire country with that exact error. That moment, that realization, is what drives the frenzy, because collectors know that these rare pennies could end up selling for $50,000, $60,000, or more at auction. And the thrill doesn't stop there. Each coin tells a story, not just of Lincoln or American history, but of the intricate dance of chance, machinery, and time. When we buy these rare error coins at auction, We are buying more than copper and zinc. We are buying history, a tale of misprints of the human and mechanical element that created something one of a kind. The 1988 penny, in its perfect form, might be common, but the error versions? They are treasures that spark excitement, bidding wars, and worldwide attention. It's not unusual for an auction to feature multiple collectors going head-to-head, each knowing that whoever wins this coin will have something absolutely irreplaceable. The intensity is palpable, the stakes are high, and every new lot adds suspense and drama to the collector's world. Over the years, stories of these coins have circulated among collectors. Someone finds a 1988 penny in an old jar of change, takes it to an expert, and suddenly discovers that they are in possession of a coin valued at more than a luxury car. Auction houses report these finds with excitement, knowing full well that the next bidder could push the price into five-figure territory. We're talking about coins that could make someone financially secure, coins that could dominate conversations in the collector community for years to come. When we buy these rare, error coins at auction, it's not just a transaction. It's a moment that links the past to the present, connecting a tiny piece of metal to a story of rarity, luck, and incredible value. The thrill of owning a 1988 1-cent penny with an error is unlike anything else. Collectors examine the coin under magnification, marveling at the doubled letters, the misaligned designs, or the subtle variations that make it so unique. And then comes the moment of truth, listing it for auction. This is where the stakes get real, where bidders from all over the globe participate, and where the coin's true value is revealed. We are buying these rare, error coins at auction, and we have seen firsthand how prices skyrocket. The anticipation builds as the hammer comes down, and suddenly a simple penny transforms into an astonishing $50,000 to $60,000 treasure. And for the lucky individual who owns it, life is changed forever, simply by holding a coin that most people overlook every single day. As we come to the end of this incredible journey through the world of the 1988 1-cent penny, it's impossible not to marvel at how something so small, so seemingly ordinary, can carry such enormous value. From a casual glance, it's just another penny, the one that jingles in your pocket, gets passed around in stores, or slips unnoticed into the bottom of a jar. But as we've discovered today, some of these coins hide a secret, a rare imperfection that transforms them from everyday money into something extraordinary, something that collectors chase with obsession and fervor. We're talking about coins that turn into gold mines at auctions, coins that collectors will pay tens of thousands of dollars for, coins that are proof that luck and timing can create true treasure in the most unexpected places. Picture it, a silent auction room, collectors leaning forward in anticipation, eyes fixed on the tiny copper disc under glass. The bidding begins. One hand raises, then another, the numbers climbing with each passing second. The tension is palpable, the excitement electric. This is not just commerce. This is history in motion. Every dollar added is a recognition of rarity, a validation of the coin's story, and a reminder that in the world of numismatics, even a 1-cent penny can hold the power to change someone's life. When we are buying these rare, error coins at auction, we are not just acquiring a coin. We are claiming a piece of that drama, a tangible connection to the countless hours, the skilled eyes, and the passion that collectors pour into finding and preserving these treasures. And let's not forget the incredible stories behind these finds. Someone discovers a 1988 penny tucked away in an old drawer, perhaps forgotten for decades. They bring it to an expert, and suddenly, a lifetime of ordinary change transforms into $50,000, $60,000, or more. Auction houses across the country buzz with excitement as collectors vie for ownership, each aware that this is a rare opportunity, an opportunity to hold in their hand something almost no one else will ever have. The coin itself becomes a storyteller, a testament to the magic that can be hidden in plain sight, and a reminder that treasures are often found where we least expect them. So, if you have a 1988 1-cent penny somewhere in your collection, your pocket, or even at the bottom of a jar, don't dismiss it. Look at it closely. Examine it carefully. It might just be one of those rare error coins that auction houses clamor to acquire. One of those coins that transforms from humble copper into an astonishing, life-changing treasure. Remember, in the world of coin collecting, rarity is everything, and the 1988 penny has proven time and time again that it can deliver excitement, drama, and immense value in ways most of us never imagine. We are buying these rare error coins at auction, and every single one carries a story, a thrill, and the potential to create unimaginable fortune. As the final hammer falls at an auction, the room erupts in applause, hearts race, and collectors know that they have witnessed something extraordinary. That ordinary penny you thought was just a coin is now a legend. That is the magic of the 1988 1-cent penny. And that is why collectors, investors, and enthusiasts around the world continue to search tirelessly, hoping to be the next person to hold history in their hands.